Every moment is bittersweet. Every moment is changing. Nothing truly lasts forever, no matter how badly I want it to. My 23rd year on this earth felt like the Fool in the Tarot Major Arcana. Full of new beginnings and fresh starts, it felt like my life was starting to feel like my own. Then, I don't know what happened, but it felt like I stumbled into my 24th year. I say stumbled because I truly wasn't prepared. It felt like my wandering self just accidentally tripped and wobbled over to my 24-year-old self. I would say the Hermit in the Major Arcana was what described my 24th year. The whimsy that overcame my 23-year-old self was quickly washed away, and I found myself isolating from the world. This self-isolation at times was for my own good, and at other times not at all for my own good. I was isolating from the world, but also from myself at times. This isolation period in my life came with reflections and insights, so I wanted to share some today. I will start with the biggest lesson of 24, which is recognizing the blessings of impermanence. I traveled to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for my 25th birthday, and I found myself sad even before I landed because I knew that this was going to come to an end and I would need to leave. This trip highlighted to me how I usually don't allow myself to settle in a new environment because as someone who immigrated to the US, I knew that from a young age that any environment I found myself in was an environment I ended up leaving. Although I knew this truth, letting go of my attachment to my surroundings and people was not an easy thing to do. What I didn't know then, but know now, is that every moment in my life that I was trying to hold on to for forever was teaching me the blessings of impermanence. Each day of my life felt like an oxymoron, opening my eyes and my world to its double-sided truths. I was frighteningly aware of the limited time and experience I have here, but somehow that started to help me bring my attention to my joy. I started to really understand that my optimism and joy does not mean I completely forget the unfortunate certainty in life, change. The certainty of change is what actually informs my joy. My choice to look on the bright side is not in spite of the downsides, pitfalls, or setbacks of life. My choice to look on the bright side is as a direct consequence of gazing deep into everything that is terrifying and sad. Because I know each sweet moment in my life makes the bitter moments more bitter, I also know that I can allow the bitter moments in my life to make the sweet moments a bit sweeter. To profoundly embrace and incorporate the blessings of impermanence, I needed to really let it in. I needed to really accept the intrinsically transient nature of life. I'm still letting it in. I'm still learning how to softly allow my sadness to gnaw at my heart just enough so it can break open and welcome in the joy. I'm learning that to be truly in love with this life, I must be mad and I must be hopeful. I must, with no reservation, fully immerse myself in everything that is beautiful, frightening, joyful, and sad. And through the scaling of this delicate balance is how I find honor and peace within each moment. Up next are 12 more reflections and insights from my 24th year that I wanted to share in no particular order. I was tired of asking for what seemed like a small thing to me, but was monumental for someone else. I understood that what I wanted and asked for can be given, and it did not have to be droplets or bite-sized love. I had to welcome in a new reality where there is space for my expansive and growing needs and desires. In this reality, I could dream more, receive more, and feel more because I am more. Shying away from truth-telling conversations is a betrayal to myself and those around me. Sometimes my depression stems from creative buildup. When creativity is not flowing through me and is not expressed, it has led to depressive periods and feelings. It is extremely important to keep my fear closer to the forefront of my mind. When I push my fear further back from the conscious realm, the further it goes away into the dark fog of my mind. It becomes unknown. And the further my fear is from my mind, the scarier it is, and the easier it is for my fear to subconsciously sabotage and undermine the work I do. When I sit with myself and let my fear come into the limelight, I can examine it more clearly and easily. I can identify what support this fear needs. To surrender is to sacrifice control. Living life slowly is a gift, a blessing, and a radical movement. I'm learning to give compassion to however and wherever my slowness shows up in my life. Uncertainty and anxiety presents itself when I am not present in the moment. Self-forgiveness starts with self-awareness. I have to be aware of the ways in which I have hurt myself and acknowledge the part of me that I hurt, betrayed, and broken a promise to. Only after having gone through self-acknowledgement, listening to myself, and apologizing to myself will I arrive at self-forgiveness. Even with a canvas that's full, even with a book completed, there's always something to add, to take away, and to change. To be an artist is to continue, to change, to shift, to be in constant motion. What I know won't betray me, but what I think I know will. What I say out loud about myself matters more and holds more weight than the thoughts that occur in my mind. That way, I am programming my mind to learn that what is said out loud is more powerful than what my thoughts throw at me. Because saying something out loud, or even writing something, takes a conscious effort on my part to invite my thoughts into my reality. Lastly, to love is to make the unfamiliar familiar. To love is to know and to be known. Thank you so much for watching this far. Feel free to share in the comments if any of these reflections and insights resonated with you, and also leave a comment with what you have learned from 2024 so far. Let's grow together. Bye bye.